Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're going to examine something most of us encounter literally every single day, but we rarely stop to actually think about it. We are looking at a really mundane yet absolutely fascinating digital artifact. What we have here is a scraped, locked landing page from Science, the premier journal of the American Association for the Advancement of Science. So no, we aren't going to be breaking down a cutting-edge research paper today. Instead, we're actually looking at the digital door that has slammed firmly shut right in front of it. This website requires cookies to function properly. I mean, we've all seen it, right? This simple, incredibly frustrating sentence is basically the modern barrier separating us from some of the world's most advanced scientific knowledge. It's the ultimate hook of our digital age. You show up actively seeking the secrets of the universe, and boom, you're met with a robotic bouncer demanding a piece of code. It's actually kind of wild that the grandest achievements of human intellect are currently barricaded behind the most trivial digital administrative tasks imaginable. So let's zero in on this cookie absent error prominently displayed here. In this context, absent doesn't just mean, something is missing. It represents a complete hard stop on your journey. It's a massive paradox. Here we are trying our best to access peer-reviewed brilliance, and our pursuit is entirely halted just because a tiny, invisible digital tracking token is missing from our browser. The gateway to enlightenment is closed, not because we aren't smart enough to read the paper, but simply because our browser failed to complete a digital handshake. And this creates such a jarring juxtaposition right there in the source code. On one hand, you have the profound existential weight of human discovery. We're talking words like quantum, Ebola, and aging. But right next to those concepts, sharing the exact same digital real estate, you've got the most basic administrative prompts you can think of: login, my cart, and cookie preferences. Think about that. The search for the cured human disease is sitting right next to a literal shopping cart icon. Section 1. The pulse of modern science. Let's take a look at what's actually trending behind the wall. Now, what's really interesting here is how these 5 specific trending terms, quantum, Ebola, aging, cancer, and artificial intelligence, perfectly capture the current anxieties and the ultimate ambitions of the global scientific community, as recorded here in 2026. These aren't just random keywords. They represent the absolute frontiers of our time, neatly curated into a list right on the homepage. It's basically a billboard for the future. So the crucial point is that even on a completely blocked page, the surface navigation reveals our dual scientific focus. You can basically split these terms into 2 distinct camps. On one side, you have artificial intelligence and quantum, which represents our push into mastering computational frontiers. And on the other side, you've got Ebola, aging, and cancer, our ongoing, desperate drive to understand, preserve, and extend the human condition. All of that summarized in just 5 words on a locked landing page. Section 2. Mapping the scientific branches, the architecture of knowledge. If we look at the navigation menus, we can see exactly how the AAS compartmentalizes all this cutting-edge research. The primary science brand acts as this giant umbrella, and it branches out into highly specialized, isolated silos of expertise. We're talking science advances, science immunology, science robotics, science signaling, and science translational medicine. This really pulls back the curtain on the business mechanics of modern science. It's not just one monolithic entity. It's a highly segmented architecture of specialized disciplines. Each one functions as its own submarket with dedicated audiences and subscription models, and they're all heavily guarded by the same central gatekeeper. But it doesn't stop at peer-reviewed text. The site architecture clearly shows a massive push for diverse media engagement. The menu lists videos, podcasts, blogs, visualizations, newsletters, and collections, which proves a really fascinating point. Even top-tier institutional science has to fiercely compete in the modern attention economy. The gatekeepers know for sure that dense academic papers just aren't enough on their own anymore. They literally have to translate that data into dynamic, digestible formats to keep the public and, let's be honest, the critical funding sources engaged. Section 3. The global publishing machinery. Let's look at the institutional roll call. Right down in the copyright line, the year 2026 firmly roots this digital artifact in the present. This simple number carries the massive weight of copyright law. It legally protects this almost incomprehensible reservoir of data generated by the American Association for the Advancement of Science. It's a quick reminder that this knowledge isn't just floating freely out there in the ether. It is owned, managed, and fiercely defended intellectual property. And man, the single footer line reveals an unbelievable amount of layered administrative weight behind this portal. When we read the list of partners, it sequentially exposes this complex international network of publishing alliances: Hinari, Agora, Aware, Chorus, Clocks, Crossref, and Counter. These acronyms represent the invisible scaffolding of global academic publishing. We're talking systems designed for research access in developing nations, digital archiving, citation linking, and usage tracking. It takes an absolute army of institutions and heavy bureaucracy just to keep this commercial knowledge ecosystem running. Section 4. The final fine print: terms, privacy, and accessibility. So, before you can access a single piece of research or connect with the community as an author, a reviewer, or a librarian, you first have to run this modern legal gauntlet: the terms of service, the privacy policy, the cookie preferences, the accessibility statements. This is the ultimate contract of the internet age. You aren't just a student or a scientist reading a paper anymore. You are a user, agreeing to a complex set of digital and legal conditions that dictate exactly how your data is tracked, stored, and utilized by this massive publishing infrastructure. Now, here is where the page delivers its final piece of deep, deep irony. While the main research content, the actual science, is totally blocked by a missing cookie, the site still actively and seamlessly pitches its marketing materials. Right at the bottom, it prompts you to get Science's award-winning newsletter delivered completely free to your inbox daily. So, the portal for tracking you is broken, meaning the knowledge is locked, but the portal to collect your email address and send you daily updates? Yeah, that's functioning perfectly. To wrap up our explainer today, we really have to look at this digital wall and ask ourselves a vital question. If the absolute greatest scientific advancements in quantum physics, in artificial intelligence, and in curing diseases are sitting right there on the other side, are we prepared to simply click accept to access them? Are the privacy trade-offs and the tracking requirements of the modern digital information age truly worth the price of admission to human discovery? It is a question we all answer every single time we hit that accept cookies button. Thank you so much for joining me, and keep questioning the structures that hold our knowledge.